Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys really enjoyed the first video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. 10 things that you can do during this quarantine. Let's get started. Number 10, watch a Broadway show online for free. Yes, for free. For free. Website called broadwayhd.com. I'm gonna leave the link down below so you can just go straight to it. They give you a 7-day free trial. You can watch exactly whatever you want to watch, whether it's Lion King or Aladdin. It gives you 7 days to watch for free, which is awesome, especially if you just don't have the means to go watch it, or there is a play that you saw and you really want to watch it again. You can watch it over and over and binge watch that bad boy for 7 days straight, which is amazing because Broadway, I know from experience, is dope. Lion King is my favorite. There is another one called A Trip to Bountiful. I don't know if they have that one up there, but that one is really good. And there's just so much others, so definitely take advantage of that 7-day trial, and do not forget to cancel your subscription after, or you're going to be charged, I think it was $8. So this is free game right here, okay, because you can use this either to make money or you can do it just for fun. A virtual sip and paint, and an exclusive email to all your friends and your family. You can send it out to your followers on Instagram, your Twitter followers, your Facebook friends. And basically what you're going to do is, I'm not sure how many people you can use on Zoom, but it allows you to use multiple, basically like FaceTime calls at once. So you guys can if you want to host it, you can paint, help them, you can create something for them to paint. So whether it be a flower, a butterfly, whatever, if you're artistic in that way, you can host it, or you guys can all paint or draw or write something all at the same time. Like, you guys can all just do your thing, but virtually you guys can be together, you could talk, you could chit chat, do whatever you want, gossip, whatever y'all want to do. But it's great because it's free. In Zoom, you can add people. You can do like the first 15 that joins, those will be the 15 people or the 10 people or the 5 people, and you can take that and you can do it all day. It's not timed, it's free. So I would definitely take advantage of that, and you can use that for so many other things, whether you have a business meeting and you just want to talk to multiple people at once. It's a great way to do that. Read a book. I know a lot of us don't like to read. I don't like to read at all, but it's a great time to find something that you want to read, whether it's a self-help book, a self-care book, a business book, self-growth. It's all about finding something that you want to read, whether it's a romantic novel. I'm reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I absolutely recommend. It's to help you become more financially literate. And it talks about his rich dad and his poor dad. I don't want to give it away because I really think that everyone should read it, but one thing I love about it is that after every chapter, it gives you like pages where you can write down your notes. It asks you questions to make sure that you actually understood what you read. Also too, I'm sure there's like ebooks. You don't even have to go to the bookstore to get a book. You can do an ebook. You can do auto book where somebody reads it to you, so that way if you don't want to read it, you can have someone read it to you. I mean, it's a win-win. 777. Knock off your to-do list. So I feel like in order to be productive in your day or week, you definitely need a to-do list. Now, it doesn't have to be anything that's super long. It could be a list of 3 things a day, a list of 2 things a day. But you don't want to make too much. You don't want to put too much on a list for one day and then you get tired. I read in an article that you should work for 60 minutes and then break 60 minutes and then work another 60 minutes, and that way your brain doesn't go into overload, because after 60 minutes you're not even paying attention to what you're doing anymore. So you might as well just work for 60 minutes and then break for 60. Your to-do list could be like, maybe you want to paint your room blue or paint your room black. Black is beautiful. Don't knock it till you try it. Maybe you need to repaint your room. Maybe you need to change that door in your bathroom or clean out your closet. Maybe you need to start that business. Whatever it is to do, you can definitely take that time to do it now. And the thing with a to-do list, it shouldn't just be like, for example, if you want to do a deep clean of your kitchen, like, oh, on your to-do list it'll say like clean kitchen. You should really go into detail. So like write to right, clean kitchen, and then under clean kitchen, right, sweep floor, vacuum floor, wipe off counter, wash dishes, organize your cabinet space. Like really go into detail, so that way when you go back, sometimes our minds go and then you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, but you already wrote it down. And then when you cross off those things, it makes you feel like you're actually accomplishing things and being more productive. I know there's a lot of us, including myself, where we bought things last year or last month that still have the tag on them and we haven't worn it. So now is the time to go to your closet and make a pile for wants and things that you haven't worn that you need to donate. And I personally don't like doing that because I just feel like my clothes are my clothes, but there are things that we've had in there for years that we have not even seen and didn't even know that was in there. And then there's also things that we have in there that we bought and we just don't wear it. And we're still popping tags. So go in your closet and make those piles and get rid of everything that you no longer wear. Use the rule, if you have not worn it in the last, I'll give you 3 months. That's even too much. In the last 3 months, you need to get rid of those bad boys and make room for something new. Obviously, you're over it. Obviously, you don't want to wear it anymore, so just get rid of it. And I know that's hard because for me, I never want something until I know I have to get rid of it. So then all of a sudden, it's like, no, but I love that red dress. I'm gonna wear it. I just don't know where, but I'm gonna wear it. And then it'll sit in my closet and I'll never wear it. But it's just a mere fact that I had to get rid of it, that like it makes you want to keep it even more. But guess what, you're not going to wear it, so just get rid of it. Number 5 is research a business. There is like a new app that you wanted to do, a new invention that you have, a new clothing line, a new skincare product, a lash bar, anything that you want to do, it all starts with research. And regardless of what you want to start, you have to start with research. Like you can't just start something unless you just know everything about it already, then go for it. But if you don't know about it, and there's always time to learn more, you're never gonna know everything. You should always evolve in your craft and always know your craft. So with that being said, use this time to really research what you want. For example, if you want to start a skincare line, do you know the different type of textures of skin? Everyone does not have the same skin. There's combination skin. I mean, I don't really know much about skin. I'm in the clothing field, and the reason why I'm not talking about that because that's more in depth that I want to do in another video. So I'm just going to talk about skincare products. But do you know your skin textures? Do you know your skin types? Black people have a different skin than other races. If you wanted to go into the hair business, do you know the different texture of hair? Do you know the different type of weaves there are? Do you know the different lace fronts? There's so many things that you could use now. And again, use the same tool as when you're making your to-do list. Make your goal and then write down the different steps to how you're going to achieve that goal. And I definitely can go into more detailed video of that because there's definitely a right way to make a goal list. And I think that sometimes we just do like a goal list and just put like a list of goals, but no, you should make a goal and then write down the 10 steps, 10 small steps to reach that one big step. And that's how you're going to achieve that big step. And that's how you're going to feel like, okay, I'm really getting somewhere with this and this is going to work. Number 4 is go and revisit your vision board. So I actually started making vision boards back in high school. It was actually a project that I had to do. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 15 years? So, and I actually still have them, even though like I'm not in high school or college anymore. I still have them because I like to look back to see how far I've come and the things that I've accomplished. And also too, last year was my first, was it last year? It was last year or the year before. I think it was last year. I went to my first vision board party, and after that I just kept it going. So revisit your vision board, even though we're only 3 months in. I had to count real quick, like, are we 3 months in? Even though we're only 3 months in, there could be things that you could be knocking off every single month. And even if you're not knocking those things, last year by like the first month I had knocked off like 5 things, and this year is different because there's so much going on personally and in the world. Things change, so sometimes you won't be able to knock off those things that you did last year, but that's okay. You just have to sit there, you look at it, you visualize it, pray about it, and you figure out, okay, let's revisit this and think of another way that I can get to the same goal. Just because you're going on a different path doesn't mean that you can't get to your goal. Some people just have to take a different path to get to that same goal. So with that being said, the reason why you should constantly look at your vision board, whether it's to update it, to take away, maybe if you reached your goal for this month or for the year, whether it's a monthly goal you did, a monthly vision board you did, or a year vision board you did, if you knock something off, that's great. But make sure you put the date. So like for me, for my vision board last year, every time I knocked off a goal, I put the date and which I knocked off the goal. That way I knew how long it took me and what the difference was between each goal. So one could have been like 3 months in between, or one could have been literally like a week later. A vision board is something that you should constantly look at, because sometimes when you constantly look at something, when you constantly think about something, when you constantly feel gratitude about something, it's gonna happen for you, right? So you should always look at what you want, and even if you've accomplished something, put something else down. Like there's so much more that you can be accomplishing, and you don't have to stop with the things that you put on your vision board. You can literally add a million things, but just be realistic, because you don't want to hurt your feelings. Like, oh, I want to be a millionaire by tomorrow. That's not realistic, but you can be a millionaire by the end of the year. But you have to write down realistic goals, short-term goals, or short goals, small goals to reach the bigger goals. And I feel like I'm gonna do another video of manifestation. And there was a book that I read that really went off of the Bible, even though they do use the Bible, and they also use like science and bring them together. And in the Bible it says faith without works is dead, meaning God can do whatever you ask. However, if you're not putting in the work, you can't say, God, like, okay, you can say, God, like, I want my own car, when you don't even have a license. Like, God is not going to just give you a car when you don't have a license. Or you could have a car and then it goes bad because it's sitting there because you didn't get your license. Like, you have to meet God halfway, and then those things will come. I think I'm gonna do a whole video on that. I think that might be my next video, because manifestation honestly really is a thing. And I feel like people only, like, I feel like you become what you see, you become what you think, for sure. And I've learned that for myself. Like, if you're constantly looking at life from a negative standpoint, if you're constantly just complaining and not putting yourself in a situation to do better, meaning like think better. I mean, there's certain things that we go through in life that we have absolutely no control over, but there is always a brighter side to things. And if there's not, you have to create that brighter side. And it's okay to like complain sometimes. We all do it. It's okay to feel down sometimes, but like Beyonce said, honey, you deal with that thing for one day, you feel bad for yourself for one day, you feel those emotions for one day, and then you move on. Because some of us, I know for me, if I get stuck in an emotion, like a negative emotion, for too long, it's so hard to get out of. So I just allow myself to deal with it for a day. When I heard Beyonce said that, I was like, that is such a great idea. Like, and I try to really implement that, especially for me, because I will be stuck in a zone for a while and it's very hard to get out of. So I try not to even go there if I can help it. Press 1, 2, 3. First of all, can we just take a second from our makeup though? I feel like my face just looks really flawless today. So I did a different technique. Usually I do like, what do I do? Usually I'll do my moisturizer, then I'll do my, if I'm going out, I'll use like sunblock after my moisturizer. Don't do it before your moisturizer. Put sunblock on after your moisturizer. And then I'll put my primer on. So this time I put my primer on and then my translucent powder, and then I did my foundation. Instead of doing my foundation, then my translucent powder. Lasts longer. I'm not as shiny because I have combination skin, so usually I'm super like sweaty, like the sun is coming from within to shine out to y'all. I mean, my face is glowing Usually, even after I put my makeup on, which is crazy. I don't understand it. My face just produces so much oil. So I just wanted to take a second just to honor this face. The category is face. The category is hair. Ooh. 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 All right, so number 3 is take time for self-care. I feel like in life we just get so caught up in social media and work, and I don't know what you guys do, but I know me, like I will scroll on social media, like I'll be like, all right, I'm only gonna scroll for like 10 minutes tops, right? And next thing I know, I've been on YouTube, not YouTube, I've been on like social media for like 2 hours, and literally your day will like go by. No, stop what you're doing. Candles on. If you have children, put them to sleep. Give them something to do, honey. I don't know, send them to your mama's house. If you're by yourself, that's perfect. You don't have to worry about noise. Turn your lights off. Put some candles on, some good smelling candles. Make a hot shower. Make a hot bath with some bubbles, not just water. Add some bubble baths. If you have some flowers, add some petals. You really need to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. You know, that's why in the airplane they say if the plane is going down, put your mask on first and then help your passenger, your person next to you, the other passengers, because if you're about to conk out, you can't help them. It's the same thing. If you're worn down, you're not going to be able to help anybody, not even yourself. So always take care of your first. Always take care of yourself. It's not selfish at all. Everybody should do it. And sometimes it's okay to be selfish, honey. I'm a Taurus, so listen, and an only child, so I know all about selfishness, but I'm not a selfish person, but I know when to be selfish. So like I said, make that bubble bath, make a hot shower, play Anita Baker. I love Anita Baker. Body and Soul is my favorite one. Love me Body and Soul. Or if you don't like music, you can play an audiobook. You can listen to some podcasts. You can tell yourself some affirmation, or you can just sit there in silence and pray and talk to yourself and talk to God, honey. To grab some water, like some nice, I'm not really into water, but well, I should say cold water. If I'm gonna drink water, which I should, even though I said if I'm gonna drink water, I hate water, y'all. I don't like cold water, so usually I'll drink like what's it called? Usually I'll drink room temperature water, but if I'm gonna add lemon, you should definitely take a hot bath and with some lemon water. Oh my god, honey, I feel like I want to do that right now. Like oh my god, do you know how your body is gonna react to that? Ooh, I'm just so excited for y'all. Whew. Put your hair up, okay? If you're natural, let your hair down, let it get wet, because you don't care. If it's a weave, put that bad boy up. Put something on those edges so they don't sweat out. And literally put your phone on do not disturb, because the one thing about it is, for me, I'm gonna speak for myself, and I'm sure others are like that too. Once you stop using your phone, right? So say like you're in your bath, you're listening to Anita Baker, you're drinking your lemon water, and then your phone goes off, that's just gonna ruin everything. And then you're gonna be stuck on the phone scrolling, and that just ruined your whole self-care bubble bath situation. And you don't want that. You really want to take the time to really enjoy your night, your morning, you know, whichever day you want to do it. Even if you have to do it once a week or at least 3 times a month, but definitely take time for yourself, okay? And put the phone on do not disturb. And if it's an emergency, okay, but if it's not an emergency, people don't need to call you. Number two. Create a quarantine routine. Create a quarantine routine, okay? What does that mean? When you're not used to being home on a daily basis and you're used to a certain routine, leaving your house, going to work, going to the gym, going to yoga, or whatever you usually do, when you're in the house and you're self-quarantined, you cannot do those things. But guess what? You can. Oh my god, that's like a little commercial. But guess what? You can. You absolutely can. The same things that you do at outside, you can do in your house, and literally make it a routine. If you get up at every day at 6 o'clock in the morning when you're gonna leave the house, get up at 6 o'clock every morning while you're in your house. Okay, and if at 7 o'clock you're out to go work out, at 7 o'clock go into your living room, your extra room, wherever you have room, and work out. There are so many YouTube videos, so many apps that you can use to work out, and take advantage of that. You don't have to change your life just because your life around you is changing. You just need to adapt to it. And that's how only the strong survive, because they adapt to the situation, right? If your kids, I'm going to use kids because I feel like a lot of parents are upset because their kids can't go to school. I'm not a mom, but if you have children in your house and they go to school from this time to this time, there are so many apps now that you can use. And if there's not an app, there's YouTube videos for teachers. If you are so good at math, if you're good at whatever your kids are learning, whether high school, middle school, or younger, you can make a packet for them, get one offline and print it out, and give them something to do from this time to this time. So while they're doing that, you can do your work. So if you are working from 9 to 5 after you come from the gym, and before you go to work you get some coffee, go get coffee and then go to work. Take that time, and literally the routine that you use at work and throughout your day when you're able to leave your house, do it inside, and you'll feel like, okay, I'm up, I'm not just laying in the bed just wasting time. I'm still being intentional about my day. It's all about you being intentional and making time to get what you need to get done. Even if you don't have kids, like whatever you would do outside. Okay, what if today is the day you go grocery shopping? Okay, instead of going grocery shopping, like make something, try something new online that you like always wanted to make. Like take that time, instead of going grocery shopping, make something new and exciting for your family or for yourself, whoever. This is gonna be a bonus one before I get to number one, honey. Okay, bonus that you can do while you're self-quarantine. You can start a YouTube cooking show, okay? Because a lot of y'all be doing it in your IGs, and a lot of us want to see you extend it. We want to see you make certain things. We don't want to see you skipping over ingredients and adding stuff and taking away stuff. We want to see it from beginning to end. Or start a cooking book. Call up your aunties and be like, hey, what's this ingredient? What's that secret recipe? It doesn't matter. Start something new. Start that cooking book, okay? Start a cooking show. Do both. Then you can tell people about your cooking book on your cooking show, and then we can physically see that you can cook, and then we're gonna want to buy your book. That's free game. And when you make that cooking book, I want my change, okay? I want my cut. Number one. A virtual party on Netflix, which is huge, okay? Because I've tried to watch things with someone on Netflix, and we'll have to be on the phone and be like, hey, on the count of 3, let's start, okay? And then the person starts before you because they don't want to wait till 3. Or if they need to pause and you need to pause, and then they pause before you, and then you got to be like, hey. So for me, I watch my stuff with subtitles, because sometimes I just can't hear these actors whisper a lot, and I just don't have time to be trying to be like, huh, and rewind it and try to figure out what they're saying. So I'll just watch it with subtitles. Yes, I'm that person. I don't care. I can multitask. So then I'll have to be like reading it to whoever and be like, hey, are you at this part? And I'll read it to them, and they'll be like, yeah, that's where I am. That's super annoying. Now you can do it with a Chrome extension, and you and your friends can watch the same thing, everyone in the comfort of their own home, and boom, when you need to pause, it pauses together. You don't have to worry about reading the subtitles to nobody. You don't have to worry about them being faster or slower than you. Everything is in sync. And there you go. That's 10 ways to keep you inside, giving you something to do, being intentional about your day, some business ideas also that I gave you. And I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.